Hello, Dave Brierley-Jones here with PlayoutONE. Over the course of the next couple of minutes, I'm going to show you a little, probably hidden secret that not many people know about in PlayoutONE that can be very, very useful indeed to you and your radio station. We're going to be looking at Mixdown and how we mix down, for example, an hour's show and turn that into a single file that then can be played on a CD, on a USB stick. Perhaps you want to use it to play some music at a client's launch event. The possibilities are endless with Mixdown, and I'll show you how to do it very shortly. Just a reminder, if you're watching this on YouTube, then please do hit that subscribe button. All you have to do is literally go to youtube.com/playoutone and then hit the subscribe button. Anytime we do a new video, you will be alerted. Right, let's have a look at Mixdowns then and how they work. Very, very simple. Really, really simple. Works both in standard and in pro. I want to make that clear to start with. We're looking obviously at our pro demo system here, Classic Hits. And let's pretend, do you know what? We're going to do some maintenance. We're going to shut down everything, every single computer, apart from, I don't know, a little production PC where we want to feed the transmitter or the encoder that's running to the live stream with some content. So what we can do is we can go to the hour we want to mix down. So let's pretend it's going to be the 4 p.m. hour, and could have some voice tracks in here. It could have obviously weather, beds, news beds, commercials, etc. The only thing Mixdown won't do, if you've got, for example, a command here that says hook next 3 songs, where it's going to play the hooks of the next 3 songs coming up, it won't mix those down. But everything else in the hour will be mixed down to one single file. And the way that you mix down is you right-click on the log, you choose the mix down option here, and then you can choose where you want to put this. So let's pretend we want to put this on our desktop. So I'm going to do test mixdown. You can choose WAV or MP3. I'm just going to choose WAV for this one here. And I'm going to hit Start Mixdown. You can see we're doing the 4 o'clock to 4 o'clock hour. So we hit Start Mixdown. And what will happen now is that PlayoutONE will collect all the audio for that hour. And then it will look how you've done your voice tracks, how you've done your seg edits, whether they're oversweeps. And it will mix it down into one single file for you that you can then take, put onto a USB stick, and then play that from another PC. So really, really quite useful. Now this process, depending on how fast your PC is going to take a little bit of time to do. We're running this on our Amazon demo machine, so it shouldn't take too long. WAV is generally quicker than MP3 because it doesn't have to compress it down, but the file size is obviously larger. So you'll need to just consider that. Now, while it's mixing down, I'm just going to explain what the cue sheet is. You can see there, we're exporting a cue sheet. And a cue sheet is really useful if you're going to be mixing down this file and maybe sending it to another PlayoutONE system to import into. And the cue sheet contains all of the metadata for that hour. And when it's imported into another PlayoutONE system, along with the cue sheet, when that file then plays back from the log, the metadata will all be embedded. So as the song changes in the mixdown, PlayoutONE will know that that song's changed and it will send it out to the appropriate place. Really, really cool. Okay, there we go. Mixdown completed. Fantastic. So if I go look on the desktop, there's our test mixdown, big old WAV file, and there's our cue sheet that we chose to export as well. If I open this up in Notepad, you'll see exactly the format it's in. Let's just make this a little smaller. So you can see here there's some artist information, title, all the other bits and pieces that you'd expect. And so when that, as I say, is imported into another PlayoutONE system, the metadata comes in with it. So that's how you mix down 1 hour. Let's look at now mixing down just part of an hour. So let's just say, okay, we're doing some maintenance and we want to export the next couple of songs whilst we just upgrade our PlayoutONE system, for example. Well, to do that, all you do is you highlight in the log the items you want to mix down, and then we do the same thing. So we do mix down. Again, we're going to just keep it as a WAV. Because we've highlighted just those files, it's just going to mix those down. So as you can see, here it goes. Done. And if we now go and look on the desktop, there they are. There's our file. There's our 4 files. So we can now play that if we want to from a utility player. We have something actually called One Player that you may want to play this from. I'll quickly show you One Player. You can find it in the C PlayoutONE directory. And here is One Player. Super cool One Player. We can go load our file that we just had. Test Mixdown, there it is. And what we can actually do is we can actually automate the process. So if I just put that Mixdown there, I'm going to insert a command here, which is going to be called One Player Start. Take ourselves out of automation and put a stop on the command there. And look what happens. It's going to start One Player automatically for us. Off it goes. So you can automate the whole process. So we can now close down our PlayoutONE if we want to. Yes, I will. We can upgrade it, do what we need to do, all while our Mixdown is playing from One Player. And we've upgraded. We've done all our bits and pieces. So I'm now going to fire up PlayoutONE again with the new version. We've stayed on the air. Fantastic. Now, because we're playing from One Player, I don't want the log to start automatically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the option to cancel the auto start. It wouldn't be a PlayoutONE video without the Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada emergency services in the background. So there they go. And what we're going to do is we're going to queue up now to where we want to start after One Player. So let's just say, okay, it's going to be Kids in America. So we're going to sync to that current position there. And what we can do is we can actually send a play next to PlayoutONE here by toggling this button. And then we enter the number of seconds from the end that we want to actually trigger the play next to PlayoutONE. So I'm going to say, do you know what? 5 seconds from the end, trigger a play next. And as you can see, what's now going to happen is we've got a play next to PlayoutONE that is ready to go in around 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So when that gets to the end, it will then trigger the play next to PlayoutONE. So very, very useful indeed. I'm going to eject that now. That will fade off. And we're going to close One Player because we're done with that. And we'll start PlayoutONE going again. The next thing I want to show you is, okay, how do you automate your Mixdown? Because yes, we can go through the log, our 4 p.m. log here. We can go, do you know what? We're going to mix down this segment here, mix it down. Then we're going to jump to this one. This is going to be part 2. Yeah, we can do that, but there's a quicker and easier way to do it. And the way that we do that is using Mixdown markers. So what is a Mixdown marker? Well, a Mixdown marker is a marker in the log that says, hey, mix down this, please, into this file name, and it all happens automatically. So to insert a Mixdown marker, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose insert and I'm going to choose marker and I'm going to choose Mixdown break. So this is the file name. So I'm going to say this is going to be part 1. It's going to be a WAV file and we want to throw this out to our desktop folder. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that Mixdown break. And I'm going to go, that's part 1. Part 2 starts here. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on that and change that to part 2. Thank you very much. And then let's say, do you know what? Part 3 starts here. Fantastic. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to right click on this arrow and choose Mixdown. And it starts automatically because it knows that it's got these Mixdown markers in it. So it's just going to start automatically and it's going to prepare those files for me. So if we go and have a look at our desktop here, there's the one we did earlier. We don't need that one, but there's part 1. It's ready to go. Part 2 coming up. And finally, part 3 on its way. And there it is done. So that's us manually adding the markers in. What if we wanted to add these markers into our music scheduling system? So every week they just appear in there so we can just simply do the lovely Mixdown ourselves. How would that work? Well, let me show you. We're going to use Music 1 to do this. So let's go and open up Music 1. And this can be done in Music Master, can be done in Natural Log, Natural Music, Power Gold, G Selector, whatever you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our clock and let's pretend we want to mix down this 70s clock automatically with the Mixdown breaks. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert a custom command. So we're going to use the insert item here. I'm going to go to special, player command, and that's going to add it to the bottom of the clock. Here it is. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start filling in the custom command. So what we're going to do is go to the player tab and we start adding in our custom text. So the first bit of the command, it's called Mixdown break. And then the next three parameters all appear in the square brackets. So the first square brackets is whether you want WAV or MP3. So you type WAV in there, or you can type in MP3 in there. Put a space, and then the next parameter is the path. So we want to put this on the desktop. So I'm just going to go to the desktop here and get the path. Find it. There it is. Now, that won't allow me to copy it from there, so I'm just going to take it from this folder instead. There it is. And finally, it's the name of the file in the next square bracket. So we'll do part 1, like so. Now in here, I can give it a name, so I'll just put Mixdown part 1, just so it looks nice on the clock. And you'll see now that there is our command, Mixdown part 1. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put that at the very top. And then I'm going to say, okay, up to this, after this add break here, this is going to be part 2. So I'm just going to paste it again, and we'll alter that here. So we'll go properties, Mixdown part 2. And then we'll alter it in here as well, part 2. And then after the next break, we're going to have part 3. So I'm just going to paste that in there. And we'll put part 3. All right, we'll get rid of that one at the end because we don't need that one. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to schedule our log. So let's go and schedule a log. I think we're scheduled right the way up until the 1st of March. So let's put one in for the 2nd of March. Okay, so we save our schedule and we're done with Music 1 now. We can close down that clock and close down the program. And we'll go to the 2nd of March. And we'll find those Mixdown markers. Let's keep scrolling through. Here they are. So there you can see there's our Mixdown break. There's our lovely Mixdown marker. Let's just widen this out a little bit so you can see. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to right click on this hour and I'm going to choose Mixdown and it's off and running. So let's just go to the desktop and just get rid of those files. And very soon we should have our part 1, 2, and 3. And it's as simple as that. Now, if you've got any questions on Mixdown, then of course you can email our support team, support@playoutone.com. Alternatively, if you go to help.playoutone.com, you'll find the syntax for these Mixdown markers, or Mixdown breaks, as we call them. Hope you found this video useful. As I say, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, then please do so, youtube.com/playoutone, and I'll see you very shortly on another PlayoutONE tutorial video.